His life was a clear demonstration of complete faith and surrender to God's will. Over 4,000 years ago, he was called to begin a wonderful journey. Even when faced with the most unbelievable situations or requests, Abraham always trusted and followed what he believed was the plan set by God. He left behind his home, land, and everything familiar multiple times, starting fresh with each new chapter of his life. Sometimes he had to say goodbye to his closest family members because he felt it was what he was meant to do. And even though he preferred peace when trouble came knocking, he showed real bravery, fighting to protect those he loved or helping friends who were taken away. What's incredible is how he treated people, even those he had to fight in battles. He showed them kindness and fairness, even when it wouldn't have been easy not to. Abraham's story is a mix of faith, courage, and compassion. A real legend of someone who followed what they believed was right, no matter what. Abraham came into this world in the dazzling city of Ur, part of the ancient civilization in Iraq, way back around 2000 BC. His family decided to leave Ur and journeyed northwest along the Euphrates River until they reached the city of Haran. That's where Abraham and his family made their new home in what we call Israel. Back then, Haran and all the places nearby were big on believing in lots of different gods, a thing called polytheism, where people worshipped many gods at once. It was the norm in those times. After many years, God tested Abraham's faith by asking him to do something incredibly difficult, to sacrifice his beloved son, Isaac. Abraham, who was devoted and trusted in God, didn't hesitate. He prepared an altar and was ready to follow through with the sacrifice. But just as Abraham was about to carry it out, an angel of God intervened. The angel stopped Abraham, showing that he had passed this ultimate test of faith. It was a powerful moment, demonstrating Abraham's unwavering trust and commitment to follow what he believed was God's will, even when it seemed incredibly challenging. Abraham's encounter with idolatry from his father's trade is a compelling part of his story. When Tarak, Abraham's father, had to travel, he left Abraham in charge of the idol shop. However, Abraham had a different perspective of these idols. When people came to buy idols, Abraham questioned their logic. He'd ask their age, and upon hearing an elderly person wanting to worship a newly made idol, he challenged their beliefs, making them rethink their actions and leaving ashamed. One day, a woman brought bread for the idols, instructing Abraham to offer it to them. Instead, Abraham took a hammer and shattered all the idols, placing the hammer in the hand of the largest idol. Upon Tarak's return and discovering the broken idols, he was shocked and demanded an explanation. Abraham calmly narrated a story, how the idols quarreled over the bread, and the largest one smashed the rest. Tarak, understandably bewildered, questioned Abraham's account, pointing out the absurdity of attributing human-like behavior to these lifeless idols. Abraham seized this moment to challenge the very concept of idol worship, highlighting the inconsistencies and illogical nature of bowing down to objects devoid of any real power or consciousness. It was a bold stance against idolatry, a crucial step in Abraham's journey towards monotheism and his deepening understanding of the divine.
Oh, you see, that's another big mistake. That time wine was not this kind of a wine. You see, people used to take wine which is grape juice. Even today, if you go to Jerusalem, you get wine which is not fermented. It is prohibited in the Bible, if you read Moses or Abraham, to take these strong drinks. It is described very clearly. But why Christ did not talk about alcohol? There's a difference between wine and alcohol. wine which is fermented and wine which is a real wine. You see, otherwise you would say wine. And that's a very common drink, and I also enjoy it very much. Now, Abraham and Moses, all these primordial masters are concerned with your attention and with your sustenance. So all of them, whether it was Muhammad or anyone, have talked against alcohol. You see, whatever was their job was to look after the sustenance of the stomach. And we can see clearly that how can anybody who is of Christ quality give you wine to drink, which goes against your awareness? It's impossible.